wants to be in a video? What are you doing over here?
I didn't say I want to be in no video.
Yes, you just said you want to be in a video, but you didn't know it was recorded. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. First off, I want to thank everyone for subscribing, all your comments from Bodie's Miata, Hellcat Miata swap, that whole video, that was great. I really appreciate you guys coming to the channel. The channel is pretty much going to be me helping you guys out, technical, helping you guys paint stuff that you want to paint in your garage. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that, and I thought, what better way than just to start off simple. What might be simple to me might not be simple to other people. So we have a bumper repair, pretty basic, plastic, working with plastic, take off the part. You could probably do this in your garage, and I'll try to give you as many tips as I can. Unfortunately, they're gonna lose all these bumper stickers. That's right, no longer will they be a UCF mom, or, well, see, I think this is just covering up a boo-boo. Look at this. I don't think this was in the original estimate. Oh boy. Look at, there's something here too. You guys are really creative. So we're gonna pull this in. You can see it hit like a gate of some sort. It's got that pattern. We got a high spot right here. So this bumper is gonna need some work, but definitely doable, I think. With a little bit of patience and some knowledge. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Let's get this thing pulled on in. Okay, so we found out what was underneath the Florida, which is, it almost seems like a crack. That wasn't a part of the original estimate, was it? Yeah, but we're gonna fix it anyway. So Diaz, what's up?
What's up, man? How's it going? He's
a little camera shy. He's gonna do a little bit better. He works really well when there's background music. So he's gonna pop this bumper off. On this bumper, there's a couple screws, and there's some screws over here. And then we're ready to start working on it. It's a really easy bumper to take off, so I'll get to it. Okay, just got the bumper off, and now the most important step is we are cleaning it, because we want to get all of the grease off, and we want to have a clean paint job. So the most important thing is to have all the contaminants removed. This is just some degreaser, and that is the first step before you even touch anything, because you don't want to sand any of that into the paint, because that's pretty much what you'll be doing if you just start attacking it without cleaning it. You'll see at the end, finished job is beautiful because we took this step and various steps throughout the process. So USC mom's about to go bye-bye. Always remember, do not wash with a wax, a car wash wax, because all that's gonna do is defeat the purpose. You can use Dawn original soap, or any Body Shop safe soap that does not have any wax or filler in it. That is very, very important. We're looking to strip the surface of any contaminants. Okay, so we're gonna attack the first area of damage that we have over here. And if you push on that, it's actually a little bit of a crack. Yeah, look. See that? Yeah, all right. So the best way to repair plastic is we wanna grind it down first and get it all nice and flat on the surface. And what we're gonna do is we're going to put a patch on the back. Oh, you already ground it out?
I haven't.
You did it?
No.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just damage.
Interesting, I don't know. So you're gonna grind all this out. You have 180 there, okay? And you're gonna grind this out. Is this another crack?
Yep.
Jeez, you might have to go down to 80 to really get it flat. I'm on plastic, you don't wanna go too rough, but you might wanna hit this up with 80. And then we'll use the Fuser 100 easy, and we'll put it on there and we'll let that dry. And then over here, what we're gonna do is just sand that all down. I would just honestly take 80 to all this. It's pretty deep. And then right here, before you sand this one down, yeah, take heat, because we can't grind this one too much because it's so sticking out. Yeah, so we're gonna do 80 on there once you push it in, and then 80 all this, and then what we'll do is we'll refine it with 180, and then we'll fill it with the epoxy and then the flex filler. So we'll show you all that as we go on right now. Wants to be in a video. What are you doing over here?
I didn't say I want to be in a video.
Yes, you just said you want to be in a video, but you didn't know it was recording. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm using 1000 grade sandpaper. And I'm just sanding this bumper nice and smooth.
And what?
I have no scratches.
No sand. Have you ever gotten sand scratches before in your paint work?
Well, I actually have to do a redo for you.
No. There was never a redo for me.
Where you have sand
No,
scratches.
there was never a redo for me.
Yeah.
There was never a redo.
Remember that bumper?
Anyways, let's carry on. What do you show us what you're doing? You never did a redo to me. Never. You had a redo because there was no work around the shop and you just want to do something. And show me what you got going on over here. Can you take me over to this beautiful child over here? Are you proud of this? So the repair right here, and then you sanded this all nice and smooth because he doesn't want any sand scratches. And a sand scratch is when a metallic falls into a harsh scratch from a grit that is a little bit more aggressive than what he is using right here. All right, back to
fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your
All right, I'm in the closet because a lot of these guys get weird when I talk in front of them. Here, a little bit of peace, please. You should see what I'm holding onto this camera with. This is the camera mount. Anyways, Diaz is putting an epoxy primer on that crack. It's User 100 EZ. It is an amazing epoxy. It takes a while to dry, but you can use a heat gun and heat it up, and it'll dry within about 5 to 10 minutes. And it is very, very, very tough, strong. It will bond that crack like no problem. And we've got a patch on the back. Went ahead and we used a adhesion promoter, and we used the patch to kind of seal the back, and then from the front we use that great epoxy. Now this right here is Polyflex. You cannot use a regular body filler on a bumper. A bumper flexes, and it is meant to have some sort of flex to it with whatever material is on it. So the resins in this make it actually flexible. It is a little bit of a pain to sand. It does gum up the sandpaper, but it is what you're supposed to be using on a bumper when we're filling in little gouges and whatnot. So we're gonna bring it back out. We're gonna put some of this on, let it dry, then we'll sand it. And then from there, we're going to prime. Now it's very important, always goes over bare plastic. All right, so what we got going on here, what you saw was we had to put the epoxy down. The gouges were really, really deep, and I didn't want to put this filler in it. I wanted to put an epoxy because it hardens really, really hard. So I put that in there, and then you spread the filler over on that?
Yes.
Like that flex filler we're talking about, right? All right, so it looks like a lot of fillers, like, oh, why got all that filler on a bumper? But it's a flex. It's the same material that's pretty much going back onto the bumper.
Yeah.
It's made for it. I mean, you could see right in here, whatever. It's made for bumper. So, so you're gonna sand this down with 180, block it out. Now you put guide coat.
Yes.
Where's the guide coat at? So the guide coat's gonna show you where your lows are, pretty much. And since it never goes on perfectly smooth body filler, when you put the guide coat on, you rub it in. You don't just go like this. You actually rub it into the surface. And now, for instance, when you go to sand with a block, okay, it's gonna show you where your low spots are. Okay, it's a low spot right here because this is only hitting the top of the surface. All right, so we know here we probably need to sand more, a little more filler later on. They'll continue to block this all out and we'll get it smooth. It might need another coat of glaze or whatever it is.
Yeah. I
gotta hit the road. I'm gonna leave you here with Diaz. We'll come back to, tomorrow and see how you did, okay? All right, cool. Thanks, man. I'll see you. Okay, so check that out. And so what he did is, last time you saw it was in filler, was a little rough, and he took the filler, he took 180 on a block, which I need to replace this, but that's 180 right there. And then he refined that scratch with 220. And we have these cool blocks here because they're 3M and they are Velcro. So he was able to completely block it out, right?
Yep.
He completely blocked it out with 220, finished it with, right?
Yeah.
And then what he did here is he just finished the edges with, like, I think 320. And then we're gonna sand all this. But look at it, man, it's really, really flat. Looks really good. So this is a 2K primer.
Yeah.
And 2K primer means it's like a high build. So it's gonna fill in those 220 grit sand scratches. And we're gonna knock it down probably like 400. And smooth it out, and then it will be ready for base coat and then clear coat. So we'll show you that. Let's see what the other big boy is doing over here. On the bumper, the primer is dry. You got 400 over there? So he's using that block like we talked about. I see you're doing some sort of cross-hatch pattern. Like an X, right? So what that does is that gonna make sure that we have a super even surface, because it is essentially, in a way, it's covering both bases at one time. All right, it's not just coming across. We're sanding evenly. We're cutting one way and then we're cutting the other way, just like that. And obviously you're gonna try your best to do that pattern, but in here you're gonna have to just go flat or side to side. So yeah, that's 400. And he's got the guide coat and he's sanding away all the guide coat. See that right there? That's where he still needs to sand, that area. And once this area turns pretty much all gray, we know the guide coat is gone, then that area is pretty much ready for paint. And then we'll sand our other areas with probably 600. On this particular car, we're not gonna worry about blending. I'm just gonna rebase the whole entire bumper. We have a really good color match. Just to make life easier, we'll seal it and then rebase and clear. So we'll do this and then we'll bring it back right before paint. All right, next day we're back and we got the bumper in the booth, but I saw something on the lift here and I wanted to show you. What you got going on today, Miguel?
What's going on, buddy?
What's up?
I'm working on Type R, baby.
Yeah, this is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
No, just the R, not the Type R. All right, all right.
Yeah, doing some suspension stuff, replacing some bushings and getting this customer riding back like
It looks really good condition. What year is this?
This is a 2000, I believe.
2000. I know you've worked on this car before, or?
I have. This is a very particular customer.
All right.
He likes one technician.
All right. And how long you been working on Hondas for?
Oh God, since the day I could drive.
All right, all right.
That's it.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at the car, but that looks really, really nice. All right, so that was super cool. From one cool car to another, we got a Type R here. What you got, John? What you doing here?
Well, apparently I have to install some accessories on the car right now. Some illuminated door sills, some optional carbon fiber interior.
Did you know that?
About 2 minutes ago. Now I know.
Okay.
Before that, I just did some new tires on.
You changed your tires already?
Yeah.
Okay, they were a little bit too aggressive?
They're rubbing.
Okay. Now she's good all around.
Well, that's yet to be.
Oh, wow. Nice looking car. All right, we'll leave you be. Bye.
Sorry, buddy.
All right, so pretty cool cars in the shop. I'll try to give you guys a little bit of an update here and there of what's going on. We're gonna go head back to the booth and see what's going outside in the non-AC area. We're gonna leave these luxurious boys alone right now. Just doing a recall. All right, so we're back here in the booth. We got our bumper we're working on. This has been 600 grit. Now you can see right here is a burn through, all right? I told the guy to get, Diaz to get aggressive with it. I don't care if there's a burn through because I'm gonna seal and paint this whole bumper anyways. Now, if you're doing this at home, you do not need to necessarily seal it. If you just have a regular little garage, it'd probably be better if you didn't because it's gonna bring more dirt into the panel because you don't have that airflow and it's gonna stay wet for a little bit, so that dirt is gonna fall into that sealer. However, at the dealership, we need to warranty all of our work and also we're gonna get a better finish with it. But you do not need to technically use this, especially on a rear bumper. So all this has been sanded with 400, then 600, and then a gray scuff pad and scuff stuff. I went ahead and I cleaned the panel, and I'll get into cleaning panels and all that in other videos. I don't want to get too technical or else the video will be too long. I want to go basis on plastic repair, and now we're ready for paint, get it back in the car, and then move on to the next video. Okay, back here in the booth, and we are ready to seal. What I want to talk to everyone about is, notice this gun. This gun is over 15, maybe about 10 years old. This gun is beautiful. This gun will do everything for you. And a lot of you guys ask, which gun do I get that sprays base, clear, all that stuff? I'm here to show you. I'm gonna use this gun for sealer, for base, for pearl on that one, and clear coat. I'm gonna use this gun to do both of these bumpers, start to finish, okay? To show you that you don't really need one good gun that can do everything. Now, I don't get any money for all this stuff. I just happen to love this gun, okay? So I'm gonna show that to you now. I have sealer here. It is a wet on wet. And what wet on wet means, I spray the first coat, and then I come right back, and I do it again. Wet on wet sealer. I've already used a tack rag, okay? And now I'm going to use the anti-stack gun, or the neutralizer. This is just a knockoff brand that does the same exact thing for $800. So, This is gonna remove any static from wiping down the panel, which I cleaned it already, and using a tack rag. So now I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna adjust my pressure. I like to spray low because I don't want more air, I want more fluid transfer efficiency to the panel. I'm gonna spray around 22, fluid wide open, fan in just a touch. Okay, so we've got the bumper all sealed, and I'm gonna show you the difference, okay? See how it's nice and matte? And this one I just sealed, it's still kind of shiny, all right? So right now it's going through the flashing process, and what that is just a fancy word for the drying process. And once it's flashed completely, like I can touch it in an area, it doesn't matter, I know it's good to go. So now I have the perfect foundation for base coat. This bumper looks like you just unwrapped it, okay, out of the package. So now when I lay my base coat on there, it's gonna be super smooth because my sealer, if I touch it, is very smooth. Now, I don't wanna touch it with my bare hands, okay, because I don't want any oils to be transferred over to the panel itself. So I'm gonna get some color mixed up. Now that I got the color so close to the sealer, I'm gonna minimize how much product I'm gonna use. I'm gonna save money, and you're gonna save money if you do the same thing as well. All right? Now, so I'm just gonna give it a little tack rag since it's been sitting here for a few minutes. Gonna get any settled lint, dust, whatever it might be, off of the panel. I'm also checking for dirt nibs, like any big chunks of dirt I want to take out. I spot it with my eye, just a little one. So I got 600 grit right here. Right here I spotted something. Just gonna give that a little nib out. And that is gonna save me from having to buff that area. And we all know that buffing can take some time, and it is a part of the game, but anything we can do to prevent that is gonna be to your advantage. The cleaner the job, the faster it goes out, the happier you are, and the happier the customer, was what we care about here. So, what I'm gonna do, after every time you touch the panel, you must use this neutralizer, okay? We've got our color mixed up right here. Kind of see. We're gonna do 2.5 coats. First coat, gonna put it on medium wet. Second coat, medium wet. Third coat's gonna be our drop coat, orientation coat, whatever you wanna call it, mist coat. We're not gonna change anything on our pressure, okay? We're gonna actually increase our distance. That's all we're gonna do. And we're just gonna go over the whole entire panel. And if we were not going to do this right after our wet coat, okay, if we decided to do it right now, we would have a dry bumper because the paint would land dry by the time it hits the panel. So the second coat we put on wet, and then right away, we come right into it with our paint, and that's gonna melt into that finish, and then we're gonna have a nice smooth finish ready for clear coat. I hope that makes sense. I'm so impressed with the way it covered after using the sealer. We don't need 2.5 coats. We only need 1.5. So I'm gonna do that mist coat right now at 12 inches. It's still wet. We got great coverage after the first, so we're gonna do that mist right there, and that's gonna be it. Okay, so we got this bumper completely flashed off. It is ready for our high solids clear coat. We got the pearl one done over there. Guys, I'm just gonna go over about a 75% overlap. First coat, I'm gonna connect the dots. I'm not too concerned about making it 100% beautiful. I just wanna get the paint on there, get it tacked up, so my second coat, I'll be good to go. We only do 2 coats always, high solids. I'm gonna set this around, let's see, around 25 PSI. Remember, you control the gun. Fan wide open. Do not let the gun control you. You are the master of your trade. Okay, we're back here just a half an hour. We set the bake cycle for 150 degrees. And you can bake some nice chocolate chip cookies with that for 30 minutes. So we got the white one good to go, but we don't care too much about that. This is the one we care about, and she looks beautiful. So we're gonna pop it on. I'm gonna show you what it looks like in just a moment. Now, if you want to see some more videos in the future, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to steal this one from my buddy because I want to show you how to do a red tinted clear coat. A lot of these colors coming out are candy, but enough of that. You're gonna have to subscribe to see the rest of it. Now that you guys are watching, I got some cool stuff coming down the pipeline. So let's get to it. Okay, so I got it all on. It's good to go. I think the customer is gonna be really, really happy. Guys, check it out. Beautiful. Repaired. The only thing we couldn't put back was those stickers that were covering up the damage. Can't even tell where anything was. I think the customer is gonna be happy. And as a courtesy, the trunk wasn't properly closing, so I adjusted the latch and it's good to go. So that's how you do a plastic repair. You guys can do this at home, and that's what I'm trying to make these videos for. I really want to reach out to those guys at home doing it yourself. Try to bring back that era, because that's where I started off at. And look at late night, it's just me here by myself, and I enjoy that. And I want you guys to get out in the garage and go work on something. So that concludes another one of these videos. I got a lot more coming down the pipeline. I really do appreciate everyone. Make sure you hit the notification. I do have some more merch coming. I have stickers available. I have shirts. I'm gonna put that in my next video, and I'll show you guys how you can support the channel so I can keep on making these videos and try to teach you as much as I can. So y'all know what to do. Y'all have a good one. I'm out. Wait, I'm back. I really think something good's gonna happen to me. I just got pooped on my back by one of these guys up there. Check this out. When you think you're having a bad day, it just gets better. Guys, y'all stay safe. We'll get you on the next one. I'm out.